The real reason behind the huge Matt Coronato signing has been revealed, and Flames fans are absolutely loving it. Through the exact details and the extension and quotes from all parties involved, the culture has shifted in Calgary and big things are coming in the future. We're going to get into all that and more in this video, but first I want to welcome you to Flames Digest. I'm Mark Griffith. If you're new around here and you love the Flames, make sure you subscribe so you can stay up to date on all the latest news, updates, reports, and rumors revolving around your Calgary Flames. We would love to welcome you to the Flames Digest family, and let's talk about the details of this contract extension first and foremost, because I think we were all kind of shocked that it happened yesterday. I don't think we expected it to happen so soon in the off season. It's only early May and we already have a huge contract extension to talk about, and everyone was happy about it and it was a great deal. But let's dive a little bit further into some of the details of this deal. So Matt Coronato's 7-year, $6.5 million AAV. Again, what a contract, what a deal. Great for Coronato, great for the team, great for the city. But anyway, his 7-year, $6.5 million AAV contract extension with the Flames breakdown per Puckpedia. So the first year, it's $5 million in salary plus a $2 million signing bonus. Not too bad at all. I would love a little $2 million signing bonus for my contract, but here we are. Years 2 through 6, there you go, the $6.5 million salary, and then year 7 has just $6 million. So interesting that that's how it's built up. And he also has a 10-team no-trade clause in the final 2 years, so years 6 and 7 of this deal into the 2030s. He's still not even going to be 30 years old. I mean, just what a deal, what a player. And it's honestly great that those are kind of, I guess, the logistics of this deal. It totally makes sense from the team's perspective and the players. Maybe he won't want to be traded away at all, which was really nice. I mean, that's kind of what you'd assume since he signed longer term, but that is fantastic. It's actually interesting for Flames history as well. So Ryan Pike tweeted out that the biggest Flames signings out of ELCs, because obviously Coronato just busted through his ELC. So length tied for the most ever. Matt Coronato and Sean Monahan at 7 years. So this is tied for the longest contract we've seen one of our young guns sign after their ELC has expired. In terms of AAV, Matthew Tkachuk still has the highest at $7 million, which isn't much higher than Coronato. Obviously, Tkachuk deserved that. We've seen the player he has gone on to become, but maybe Coronato could be even better. We will have our fingers and our toes crossed for that one. In terms of total dollars, though, this is the biggest contract in Flames history signed out of an ELC at $45.5 million. So again, a huge congratulations to the Bison, to Mr. Coronato there. Now, there are some remaining pending Flames RFAs, as we know. Connor Zary, Rory Cairns, Morgan Frost, Sam Morton, Adam Klapka, Kevin Ball, Yan Kuznetsov, Emile Poirier, Valtteri Ignatiu, and Connor Murphy. So a couple goalies there at the end, which maybe in our plans for the future might not be. They're not too high up in the depth charts over there, but obviously the priorities, Connor Zary, Adam Klapka, Kevin Ball. I'd say those are probably the top 3. Frost as well. I would love to get Morton and Karen signed. And then Kuznetsov and Poirier for the back end. Maybe on a 2-way deal kind of thing, or just AHL contract. I mean, I know they can't do that. I don't know the business well enough, but still, great that there are some good pieces we still need to sign, and it'll be important to get to it, but we already have Coronato locked up, which is great, and loads of money remaining for some of those other guys, which is just fantastic to see. I'm sure Conroy will stay busy, and it is great all overall that we just have so many great players in the system, to be honest. And here's an interesting one. So this comes from CMP Dave Dubin. He says that sounds like the Flames and Kevin Ball are close on an extension as well. If I had to guess, 5 or 6 years. Not sure on exact timing, but don't be shocked if he's next, obviously, after Coronato. And this is very interesting. Personally, for me, Kevin Ball was in my top 3 Flames of the entire season. Him with Wolf and Kadri, I believe, were our 3 best players this season. It will be essential to get Ball locked up as a defensive defenseman that hopefully down the road, honestly, will play with Zane Parekh. I think that would be a great D pairing, and it'll be essential to get him locked up. So 5 or 6 years, similar to Coronato, that would be great as well. You wouldn't assume that would be too much money either, which would be great to see. And it sounds like he's next, which is obviously very interesting and great for us. Sounds like a shorter bridge deal was never on the table on either side of the Matt Coronato discussions, which is honestly fantastic to hear again. Both Conroy and Coronato and his camp we're always thinking long-term, which is fantastic. General Manager Craig Conroy says conversations began in March during the team's road trip through New York, so home for Coronato. Coronato wanted to commit long-term right from the start, which is great to see. And it's great to know that they've had some conversations. I'm sure some great quotes came out of it. And why don't we just get into some of these quotes? Because there are some great ones. And I think the ones from Conroy really do show the real reason why this huge deal was done. But first, awesome quote here from Connie. He says, I played a lot with Camilleri. I see him, as in Coronato, like that. Great comparison. Smaller guys, wicked shots, so much offensive potential. I don't want to limit him, but I do think at 22, it's only going to get better from here. That's what Craig Conroy said, comparing the former 39 goal scorer to Matt Coronato, who obviously signed that deal yesterday. Again, a great comparison. We saw how well Camilleri played with Iginla for that season or two there, which is just fantastic. Hopefully Coronato can do the same thing, and it's a great comparison. I totally see why Conroy would love to commit to a guy who reminds him of Camilleri. That's the first time we've talked about Camilleri in this channel's existence, but great quote there from Connie. Another one here, I think this really does show it, but he's a big part of the future. He's going to be a core piece here moving forward. Is exciting for the franchise and the city. To me, that's the real reason right there, because he's a big part of the future and because it's just so exciting for this team and just the city of Calgary and the fan base in general. That's why this deal was just such a good one, and it was long term. It's just amazing. I know there's the business side, the pair got played, the money works within our salary cap and all that, but this is just the key here, really shows the culture shift, and you absolutely love to see it. A great quote here as well, and I'll get into the reference here in a second, but this one's from Coronato. He said, yeah, I think maybe I should. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, he said this when asked if he'd pay for tonight's dinner, so last night, with his family in celebration of his 7-year, $45.5 million contract he signed with the Flames. So dinner is on Coronato, and it's funny because he was obviously asked if he'd pay for his family's dinner. Connor Zary also had a hilarious Instagram story saying, next dinner's on Coronato, or he said something, I'm never paying for a dinner again, it'll always be on Maddie, or something like that. And there was an even funnier one than that Weegar posted, and it was this. Matty Cash, could not be more proud, buddy. Well deserved, and I hope the first thing you buy is a mattress for you and your Thunder buddy at Matt Coronato. Are you kidding me? This is an NHL, a professional hockey player who makes so much money, was sleeping on that mattress Coronato right here. That is absolutely ridiculous. Hopefully with his new contract, he can afford a nice mattress that fits on his bed frame. Lovely bed frame, by the way, but hopefully now he can have a mattress that fits it. But hey, if that is the key to his success in playing hockey, then maybe keep the mattress. But that was just hilarious to see that one there. Some other quotes from the fan base. I know we went over quite a few of them in yesterday's video, but just some great ones here. So love it. You take the risk. He continues to get better, but he is likely to outperform that contract. So true. Yes, some people might think it's an expensive one. It's really not if you watch the Flames and see how valuable Coronato is, but it is true. He just only gets better, and it looks like he can definitely outperform that contract. Another one, 10 out of 10 deal. Love it. Will only age better as the cap goes up. And the cap really is expected to go up, as we see here for the final quote. This is a good price considering the cap increases coming in the next 3 years. This is the equivalent of 5 mil AAV today. I know that's not exactly true. It's somewhat adjusting for inflation and the new cap, I guess you can say, but it is true. This is honestly a great deal. Percentage-wise, it won't take up as much cap. That's really what this means here. But it is true. It looks like a great, fantastic deal. I know some comparables, people were saying, it compares to some of these guys. Those guys maybe were a little bit better than Coronato during their ELC. That's from the past. That's when the cap was different, and it's just different types of players. I still love this deal no matter what, and overall, so happy to have Coronato here long term. Now let's wrap up this video with the comment of the day, as we love to do here on the channel. Comes from the aforementioned video yesterday breaking the news about the Coronato signing. And this was a great one here from Jimehi. I don't really know how to pronounce that, but either way, we better sign Klapka. That dude has huge potential too. So yes, it sounds like Kevin Ball might be next. Hopefully Connor Zary as well, but Klapka is a big one as well. He just seemed to get better and better. He was one of the Flames' best players down the stretch as the Flames made their playoff push. So it would be essential to get him going. One of the GOATs of the Wranglers would be great if we can get him also locked up long-term for the Flames. And I also don't think it would be all that expensive. So hopefully that comes in the next couple months. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please subscribe like you saw here today and have a wonderful rest of your day.